waiting too long, so I came back this time with a new song. Same old attitude, wanting y'all to sing along. What we talking about? Fill it up and put that thing on. No, we got that brown, holy water. Watch it, y'all be sipping, merch, drop it, black, bless it, lie, pop it, Tanya, pour it, Georgie, rock it. Every Sunday at 7, yeah, you can't stop it. Like, share, follow, don't forget to comment. Getting baptized by every topic. Heard we the best, but I ain't the one that gossip. Brown, holy water, watch it, y'all be sipping, merch, drop it, black, bless it, lie, pop it, Tanya, pour it, Georgie, rock it. Brown, holy water, watch it, y'all be sipping, merch, drop it, black, bless it, lie, pop it, Tanya, pour it, Georgie, rock it. Brown, holy water, watch it, y'all be sipping, merch, drop it, black, bless it, lie, pop it, Tanya, pour it, Georgie, rock it.
We ready? We live?
See ya.
Yep. Good evening. Welcome to Brown Holy Water. It's your boy Hans from Live. Sorry again for the delay. Minor technical difficulties, but we working everything out. The team is in the building. Everybody's here.
Yeah. Black Success. Coney Island, Brooklyn. What up?
It's your favorite tomboy, Danny, a.k.a. Georgie, whatever you want to call me.
Auntie Tanya, I'm in the building. What's up?
Real quick, how everybody feeling today? How's everybody
I'm
Sunday?
cold.
Yeah, you outside in the curtain. Things will be cold in the winter.
I'm good. It's a good day today.
Yeah, good day?
Yeah.
Black, how you feeling today?
Fucked up, man. Stressed out, man.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
Life is rough, man.
My life is rough.
I seen you at the unemployment office this week.
I was there. I'll be back there tomorrow.
Yeah?
Gotta figure it out.
Gotta figure it out. Alright, we about to start up the show. Let's get into some topics and the tea of what's going on for the week. Let's pass it on to our girl, Auntie Tanya.
What's up, guys? What's up? It's been an interesting week. A lot of stuff happened, but we're going to talk about the relevant stuff that happened. And follow me down this rabbit hole, because a lot of shit happened. First and foremost, unless you were living under a rock, you should have known that earlier this week, Cardi B announced her seemingly amicable split with her husband of 1 year, Offset. Of course, the internet went wild. Some people were upset. Some people were saying, aha, I told you so. Most people were saying the relationship was trash anyway. But in the middle of the announcement, just a couple hours after, we finally got to see the first picture of baby Culture. Looks just like her mommy. Pretty little baby. She's adorable. Pretty little baby. She didn't see Culture. She posted Culture. And remember, she always said that she was never gonna post. She doesn't like the idea of posting babies when they were just born because they look like little aliens.
That's a fact. Babies are ugly when they just born.
That's what she believes, and she said this long before she even was married, even was with Offset. So it's something I know that she was doing, but when she posted a video, when she posted a picture of Culture, Offset jumps in the comments and he says, "Y'all won." The internet took that and went crazy with it too.
He said, "Y'all won."
That was his comment. He said, "Y'all won." We don't know if it's y'all won because, well, maybe y'all wishing so much bad on them for such a long time that, you know, she finally split. Or maybe he was one of the people who didn't want the baby to be posted as yet. So because, and she's being petty, she posted it. Whole bunch of shit happened. So clearly Offset is not happy about the breakup. Or he's not silent, but whenever he's speaking things like, it's clear as day. He's not happy about it. He said something today, but don't jump the gun. So I'm
sorry.
You're going down the rabbit hole. So after the breakup announcement and baby Culture's picture, his alleged mistress, Summer Bunny, Instagram baddie or whatever y'all want to call her, went on a she poured her heart out in apologies towards Cardi B because she's somehow attributing this breakup to her being his mistress. First and foremost, he's a rapper. We all probably know that's probably not the only bitch he's fucking, but let's just say for argument's sake,
I don't think so.
for let's say black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
Yes, black men, black. So, so anyway, so she went on this long, this apology to Cardi B, this open apology, which I think is not fucking sincere. Because if you were sincere about it, how does every woman go to a woman as woman? Privately. You find somewhere to get to her and you have a private conversation with her. Bitch, you went on Instagram live and had a whole video talking about you're a sincere person and genuine, and you didn't know how serious the marriage was. What the fuck you mean on how serious a marriage is?
Yeah.
Literally, she's like, I didn't know how serious the marriage was. I just saw some pictures and videos here and there. I'm like, what the fuck?
How come when like the side chick get like or the mistress be exposed, they always be like they didn't know, be deadline and shit.
My guy, she said she knew. She just didn't think the marriage was serious. I think it was a serious relationship. I mean, they married and shit, but I don't think they're serious. What the fuck you mean? Anyway.
All facts.
Like,
I saw the video that homegirl put up.
First 5 seconds, I was done.
You wasn't even crying.
Everybody's like, where are the tears?
It was a fake cry. Like, you wasn't even crying. It was just a
where are
bunch
the tears?
Oh my God. Like, I just, I feel so terrible, bitch. No, you don't.
No, you don't. I just want Cardi B and her fans to know I'm a genuine person,
You're
but you you're slobbering fucking married dick. I'm just saying.
Was no secret.
I don't like watching hoes cry. It hurts my heart.
What? Retarded.
Nobody listens to their tears.
Whole tears don't matter.
Yeah, whole tears matter too. She's a home wrecker, but she got feelings too.
But how would you do that? So like
feelings.
But I think that clearly that was opportunistic.
Yeah,
she know what she was doing.
First of all, women are like, we're Inspector Gadgets. There's no way you didn't know about his relationship. There's no way you feel bad for something and you continuously was doing something. There's no excuse. Like, I have no sympathy for you.
And this is not even a regular couple. These are two superstar couples who got engaged publicly at the powerhouse. You knew everything that was going on. So you can't sit and act like you don't know shit.
All right, so keep going down the rabbit hole. What happened?
So then the divorce. Because they got married under the idea that they were so in love, they never got a prenuptial agreement. So based on that, they're gonna have to do the whole 50-50 thing. So basically, they're projecting that, and y'all motherfuckers gotta start reading articles and not headlines. Cardi B doesn't have to pay him $50 million. Based on her music, her projections, her endorsements, everything she's gonna get within the next 6 months, she's projected to be valued at $100 million. Which means if the divorce does go through and they do take it to the courts and they split assets, she may have to pay him up to $50 million.
Well, I don't think the Migos is doing that bad. Like,
this is just for her. This was be her cut. That's what they were talking about, her cut, because she was one who decided. And of course, she is not returning that 8-carat ring. She is not returning the 8-carat ring.
No, they don't have to return it once you got married.
Yeah, because she got married, she can't return it. Yeah. And then today, Offset posted. He said, "Fuck y'all, I miss Cardi."
There you go. You gonna get his money back.
Fuck y'all, I miss Cardi.
Public, display. She made that video. She shouldn't have made that video too fast. Because what if they get back together?
I don't think the video was fast though, because she said she's been trying for months. If she's saying
married supposed to be till death, so a couple of months make you ready to put the video. You only married for a year. I
mean, in August of this year, she had Jade Fire and Batty G beat up for fucking Offset. Had bottles thrown in them bitches and everything. Had the bloods run up on her.
Allegedly. Your word. Allegedly, all right?
And I think that's why somebody apologized. But I don't know, a lot of shit going on. His album is dropping this week, so we're gonna see if my theory is a publicity stunt. My theory is still a publicity stunt.
Because it's not the first time he cheated, and now
it definitely isn't the first time.
Then he cheated before they got married.
Yes, he did.
And then you got married.
And then you got married.
Get a divorce
I think it's a publicity stunt because you see what the fuck happened to Quavo's album, but that's a whole lot of conversation. In a much lighter note, Buju Banton is free. Us Caribbean mother, Buju Banton is free. Gargamel is a free man. Freedom is a must. If you are Caribbean, you know we've been waiting for this shit for almost 10 fucking years. This is one of our legends, our musical legends. Fuck out of here. Let this man be great. It's still making
music in jail, right?
No, he was not making music in jail. He was in the feds. He's not locked up like Cartel and Jack Hero locked up, where they could have still been making music. Cartel's locked up making music. He could not be making music. He was in a federal penitentiary.
Real gangsters, yo.
And the crazy thing is, people were mad we were celebrating. First of all, we let y'all be great when fucking Meek Mill was free. Niggas was happy as shit.
You was happy too.
I was happy Meek was free.
We let y'all. You was happy too.
I was happy Meek was free, but I tell you, I almost cried when I saw Buju's like, you know how long we've been screaming free Buju in a party, and Buju's now fucking free, my guy.
Think he gonna drop a fire album?
I think he needs some time. Like, let him. It's been 8 years. Let him have time with his family. Have some sex and shit. Some proper sex with actual. I mean, I say
what's
that.
What's a poppin' Buju song in a party?
What the fuck you
I don't even remember him
What?
from the basement when he was singing with Tigger.
What? You know they always.
He killed that shit that day. It was him and Elephant Man.
Yeah, that was one of a good collabs before he went in, you know. But Tell Shiloh is still one of his best albums. I don't think it's as greatest, but it's the most popular in the American community. You know, he sang Untold Stories. He sang Boom bye bye in a body head. And by the way, people are saying that with his new music, he's gonna have to be careful because of how the LGBTQ community is now compared to when he went in. Is gonna
He don't give a fuck.
He shouldn't give a fuck.
I don't think he should.
He shouldn't, but let's not act like these. Let me not say these, but let's not act this community is fighting against a lot of people current day, which brings me to fucking Kevin Hart, who was given the opportunity to host the Oscars, one of his dreams. Big move on his part. I was so proud of him. And then the Oscars pulled up some homophobic shit he said 10 years ago, and is saying he has to.
So political.
And saying that he has to apologize for it. And Kevin Hart said, "Listen, I have the amount of effort you guys took to find the homophobic shit. You should use that to find when I've already addressed this. Acknowledge that I said things out of turn. Acknowledge that I said this before. Find those videos too, because I've already apologized." He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna apologize again because I've already gone through this. I've already discussed it, and I'm standing my ground. Then his petty ass went on Instagram, and his Kevin Hart, his last show in Sydney, Australia, he had 2 sold out shows. He made a video saying, "I'm in Sydney, Australia, 34,000," because people were saying he's throwing shade at the Oscars because the Oscars can't seat that many people. So, but shout out to Kevin Hart for standing up for himself.
Thanks.
I think in this day and time, like, opportunities are given and taken back unless we sell a part of our soul for it. And I'm glad he's not selling out. He's apologized. Like, don't make me apologize again. Don't make me go public about it. And then, not for nothing, show me one comedian who has not made a gay joke or not made a joke about race. That's alive. Just show me one who's never done it. That's what comedy is for. It's for satire. It's for, lightening life.
That seems like a common thing, yo. Whenever you get up.
Whenever black people get up.
Yeah, they find some old shit.
Whenever black people get up, let's make that very fucking clear.
How come they always act like
people think too much?
I think they make the what's the LBGB
LBGB
ABCDEFG community.
Like, they act like they can't take a joke. Like,
but you got the sensitive ones. It's always a sensitive group.
Everybody.
In any group. In any group is always you got the sensitive ones who just everything is a problem. So, I mean, unfortunately, we live in a world where you gotta tread carefully with everything that you say. You any little thing that you say could be taken and used against you.
A comedian shouldn't have to do that.
I
Nobody
agree with you.
should have to do that.
A comedian shouldn't.
Motherfucker, y'all know who Lisa Lampanelli is?
Yes.
That bitch say anything.
Any fucking thing comes out of her mouth.
She called them cornholers and all type. Yo,
she wild.
She
Lampanelli is wild.
You never seen her comedy. She's a funny as fuck, but she says whatever the fuck she wants. Talk about black people, gays, Jews.
But that's what it's. But that's what comedy is. It's supposed to be our break from the world. We're able to laugh at our pain.
It's not even about comedy. It's about people. Period. When you already on the fence about what you're gonna say, it's going like people already gonna play on that. If you don't give a fuck and you let everybody know, they already know what's coming. Like, all right, we already know this person has no filter. We don't care. If they don't care, you don't care what nobody else say. What can they say to you? They really can't say nothing to you. That's how I look at it.
And let's not act like discrimination is not something that's felt by all groups. You know, like you're saying he's discriminating against the LGBTQ community, but first of all, he's black as well, so we live that shit every day. You're discriminating against him because you're trying to remove an opportunity from him because of something he said 10 years ago, but you got somebody in the White House that's spewing hate and bigotry and calling people, telling people they're from shithole countries, and y'all motherfuckers trying to get him out of the fucking presidency. I'm just saying, I'll let that one go. Last but not least, Lil Mama and Bow Wow are arguing with themselves, like literally arguing because they look like each other. Like, I don't.
That shit was
but that
funny.
nigga's just throwing a whole bunch of shade around each other for no reason. Well, I won't say no reason, but Bow Wow is insinuating that Lil Mama is a hoe and gives it up fast. Lil Mama reacted, and then Bow Wow said some bitch gonna beat him up. As far as I'm concerned, both them niggas is irrelevant, and I think they both need some good press right now. But what I will say is that Lil Mama went a little too far when she was trying to shade him, talking about his suicide and all the things he was going through. I don't think. Oh, she didn't go too far. Y'all motherfucking Libras. But listen. I mean, this is what happens when you see you pour your heart out to people. They just keep that just ammunition to throw in your face when something's happening.
But I don't think it's that. At a point in time, if somebody is trying to like come at you, he was trying to come out on a show. That's why. So she wanted to make it clear because he was trying to make it seem like she was a hoe. So she wanted to make it clear, like, first of all, you knew me for a long time. It's like, don't come for me. That's really what it was. You know how I am. You know that's not how I am. So let's be clear. And then he was saying, you know what I mean? He was gonna get his girl.
Suicide was
like
far.
Twins. They're like almost like the same people.
You see, remember the time? The funny thing is, like, couple weeks
before
they were on FaceTime and they both had black hoodies
cool
on.
For mad long.
They both had black hoodies on. They both of their friends were flaming them on face. I'm like, yo, you FaceTime yourself, my nigga, because she had the hoodie on. Yes, and you could see the on the bottom of her face, and he had the hoodie on too, and the whole world was going crazy because they did a joint FaceTime on Instagram.
They kind of do got the same face structure.
Exact face structure.
That's what I said. They kind of look alike, and they same height too. Like,
nah, she's
same
taller than him.
She taller than him?
I think she may be taller than him.
Yeah, like,
Yo, but that's all the tea I got for
I
this.
heard Bow Wow been, he been bugging. The brat
everybody.
was like, she had to come for him too and say something to him because he was bugging. My mother watches those shows, so she be keeping me up to date.
Yeah, but that's all that's been going on, man. I see y'all next week with more tea. Let's go.
Okay, it's time to start up the show. She already dropped her tea. Today we're going to talk about, let me get to my topics real quick because I don't know. Oh, this is a good one. Drunk sex consent.
Consensual drunk.
How drunk is too drunk to consent to sex? Black, you been quiet, man. I want to hear you talk, man.
I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I don't do those kind of things. I don't know.
In your heyday, when you was
partying, it's 7.5 billion people in this world. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
You're in a fraternity. I heard about you.
It's 7.5 billion people
parties.
in this world.
How drunk is too drunk?
And nah, man, you just gotta wait till you're sober, man. There's 7.5 billion people in this world. You gotta wait until you're sober to have sex. That's what I would say. You know what I mean? If you're drunk, go to sleep like I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're going to be great. Go to sleep, wake up the next day, start all over. Don't have sex when you're drunk. Bad things happen.
You have a really good PR team.
I say if the person's to the point where they're possibly going to pass out, stumbling, if you never had a sexual encounter with them, do not have sex with them.
That's a fact.
You know? Now, if y'all had sex before, maybe not drunk, passed out,
it still could be risky. Cause
it's definitely risky.
Just because you had sex prior doesn't mean that they're not gonna hit you with the yo.
What happened?
Right. Once you get that, it's over. You always got to factor in. It's 7.5 billion people in the world.
I don't
patient.
know what that means. All right.
It's a lot of people. Gotta wait.
China got that many people too, right?
It's a little less. It's a little bit.
How about my ladies? Y'all drinking? What's too drunk for y'all to consent to sex? How drunk is too drunk?
To consent to sex?
Yeah.
I don't know, because if I'm drunk and I want to have sex, 9 times out of 10, I already know who I want to have sex with, and I'm not consenting. I'm going to talk to that person. Like, I'm not. So I don't know. I've never been out somewhere and had to consent to sex, so I wouldn't know.
Think about
y'all are being safe tonight.
Yeah,
no, I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
Think about. Alright, let's play.
First of all, if you pissy drunk, if you just you can't even walk, no, you shouldn't be consenting to sex at all.
Let's do the scenario. I meet you at a party. We going shot for shot. I'm drunk. You getting drunk. We both fucked up. We stumbling to the hotel.
No.
Why? But in the meanwhile, you kissing me, stuff like that. We get to the hotel. You engaged in the full sex. And now you wake up oh my God, you raped me. I don't remember. Is that
if you can't remember,
if you can't remember, like I said, if you stumbling, you clearly can't think straight.
If you can't remember, you were at the point where there's no way you could have given consent.
That's not true.
If you can't remember, that means you're blacked out. That means that you don't even know what you're saying.
Remember the night?
Remember the night, period.
Once you,
when you drink a lot.
No, but that's the point. That's your tolerance.
Well, that's a problem.
Don't even try to debate that.
Yeah.
If you
are
passed
out drunk.
You don't have to be passed out of the moment, but the fact your memory is you suffer memory loss because of the amount of alcohol you had. It means that you got past your threshold, and you at that point you could not have given full consent.
My thing is, if I see you stumbling, I don't care. Even if we're together, so if I see you stumbling, that's not even fun sex. If you can't remember or you don't even know what you're doing, why would I even want to have sex with somebody who can't even function right now?
100%.
I said somebody's pissy. That's what I said. Somebody's pissy. Like you said, out of control, stumbling, slurring words.
Walk around with water, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
We all walk around with water.
You definitely shouldn't try to have sex with me.
Okay, so here's my thing, and I know what you're trying to dance around, so I'll talk about it. There are apparently by definition, once you're inebriated, you are under the influence, and because you're under the influence, you are not in full state of mind. Because you're not in full state of mind, people say that you cannot give full consent. There are situations where people will drink. Before they have the drink, they say, you know what, meal out, this is how we can go and hang out. And I say, I don't want to have sex with you, blah, blah, blah. After a few drinks, remember, I'm telling you sober, I don't want to have sex with you. So after a few drinks, I get in the mood, shit starts happening. I'm not pissy drunk, I'm not stumbling. I'm not there, but I have drinks in me. Let's say I have 3 Hennessy. That's my threshold. I know my limit is 3 Hennessy. So after that, I can't drink no more. 3 ounces of Hennessy. And I'm feeling nice. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You only live once. We go have sex. I wake up the next day. And this is the part that pisses me off. I wake up the next day and I'm like, shit, I went against what I originally wanted. Which is not having sex with you. I did have sex with you. I remember having sex with you, actually. I wasn't passed out. We just did it. And now I wake up this morning and have regret. There are people who will call that rape.
That's not rape.
There are people who will call that rape because they're saying, when I did not have alcohol in me, I said no. And then because I have alcohol in me and I'm inebriated, I'm not 100% there, my yes is not really a yes because I'm under the influence.
But you put yourself under the influence. It's self-inflicted.
Yep. 100% agree that you should have a certain amount of self-control. Now it's different if I was Bill Cosby, where I said I'm gonna have one drink and then you put something in my stuff to take me to the point where I'm gonna start losing myself. Yeah, that's right, because you're not removing it. But if I have 3 Hennessy's and
that was on you.
That was on me. I ingested
you paid
it
for it. That's what you did.
And you also got to cater to the fact that we can change our. You have to cater to the fact that we can change our minds as well. I could, at the end, what, fuck it. I might as well have sex with this man.
But before you drink, don't you my thing is, even though drinking may make you feel a certain type of way, as an adult, don't you know this? So, aren't you putting yourself in this situation? Are you getting yourself in this mood or putting yourself in this atmosphere?
And there's people who would
before
say,
you even, have sex? So I don't even understand. Before you even get to that point, while you're drinking or even before you're drinking, you know what you're doing. You understand what you're doing. You're not a kid. So, my thing is, even if you're not consenting to it, or even if you are drunk, most people blame it on alcohol.
I think a lot of people do
that
too.
You already know that's going to be your excuse before you even
And that's
drink.
what it is. I think a lot of people, they don't want to, it's the back of my mind, I know I want to fuck La. Oh, well, not, you know what I mean. It's the back of my mind, I know I want to fuck him, but I want to be a good girl. So I'm going to say, I don't want to fuck you. But let me drink two shots, so in the morning I could always say it wasn't me.
No,
it was alcohol.
Not even. Let me drink so I can get the courage and then blame it on the alcohol. That's what it is. Let me get the courage to say that I want to do it, because now that I got alcohol in my system, I could use that as an excuse to say whatever it is I want to say.
I think we have popularized the notion that we can blame every bad decision we make based on loss of inhibition due to drugs and alcohol, without taking ownership that we ingest drugs and we ingest alcohol.
There's always a moment right before you do what you do where you have a choice on whether you're going to do this or you're not going to do it. There's always that small little window.
Yep.
So
You know. Women know within 5 minutes of a guy dealing with a guy if you're gonna fuck him or not. We know. We just have to. We haven't decided when we gonna fuck you, but we usually know.
If we are, but we know if we want to.
Yeah, we do. We know. So why would I put myself in a situation where I know that it's a high probability that it would happen if the situation sets us up correctly?
So I'm a little confused. If women know so much and they know what they want to do and they're such, I know they all work for the Department of Investigation and all this stuff. Why even put alcohol in the equation when chilling with the dude that you know you want to do something with? Why would alcohol even be there? Because I think that third factor is what alters the conversation and alters which way it goes. Because there's a lot of black men that's in jail right now doing a nice long sentence because somebody decided they wanted to double back on something that they would have did sober. So my thing, if women got all this knowledge, where are the women that's going to say, you know what, let's leave alcohol out of this one.
Let's
drink water and still fuck. I'm going to do all the nasty things with water in me. I get freaky with water. Why do you need Hennessy when water is out there?
And then...
Oh, sorry. Why do you need Yave when water is out there? Shout out to our sponsor.
And my thing is, you as a person, you have control too. If you by the time you late 20s, you know what your limit is. You know after two ounces or 3 ounces, you know what's gonna happen. You know if you can handle a rum punch or two. If you're sitting there at the bar with somebody, why can't you accept the self-control? I don't like the idea. People like to say somebody got me drunk. I went out with my friends got me drunk. I went out with this guy got me drunk. I went out with Danny got me drunk. Nigga, I was ingesting. Nobody was holding me down and putting shit down my throat. I was doing it. But then again, but then again, that goes back to we like to remove accountability for bad decisions when we are actively involved in the process. Now, this is in no way to say that women do not get raped. This is no way to say that women are not taken advantage of when they have too much alcohol in their system. Never in a million years am I saying that, and it's never right. And there are guys who do prey on women when they are at such a point of inebriation that they don't even know themselves that it happens all the fucking time.
That's how women need friends too. Stop beefing with your friends, yo.
But women don't like women friends. They don't like to chill with other females. So now you're only around the dudes trying to fuck you. So of course there's some fucking that's gonna happen. I mean, that's just common sense.
But my thing is, just take accountability. If you know you can go out with your friends, know your limits, son. Like, don't tell me you 30 years old and don't know your fucking limits. Don't fucking tell me that.
Facts.
Stick to your limits.
Can a man claim he was raped?
100%.
He can.
100%.
If he was drunk and had sex with a woman?
100%.
He can.
100%.
But why, like...
Why would they laugh at him?
Not laugh,
no.
They wouldn't take him serious.
Men
like, if I got drunk and had sex with a woman, I woke up like, yo, I don't remember that shit. She took advantage of me. I go file a police report. They gonna dub my shit.
No, the crazy thing
they're not gonna
is
dub it. They're
that
just gonna
probably
talk about
happened in your life. That's the crazy part. It probably happened.
Serious, yeah.
And no one, because men are supposed to be. You're supposed to have no emotion. You're supposed to have no feeling. You're supposed to be just straight tough, Tupac thug life. Nothing can happen to me. Nothing in the world.
Guys can get raped.
Things happen.
Guys can get
Guys
raped.
get raped all the time.
They don't.
If we going by this definition, because
no means no.
But if you go by this definition, like basically said, an intoxicated woman can't consent to sex. So why can an intoxicated man consent to sex? And we both
it goes both ways
sex,
to me.
It is 100%.
So why, if we're both intoxicated, would only the man get hit?
Because
rape charge too. It said I raped too.
Because
we both remember this shit.
Do you the child support or want to put you in jail?
Or it could just be that, going back to what we said earlier, people, they want something to blame. So women would usually take alcohol and say, but I don't want the shame of saying I fucked this man too soon, so I'm gonna blame the alcohol. Women is like, they probably don't care. So I had drunk sex with a woman, I enjoyed it, I liked it, I'm moving on in my life. Women like, damn, I had drunk sex too fast, I fucked this man the first night, damn,
I feel bad,
shit,
so now I
feel
gotta
bad
make it
drink. I got an excuse. Wait, I was drunk. You know what? I was drunk, so I ain't consent to you, so you probably raped me.
But that's how it be too. They don't want to. Sometimes they don't want to look like they are fast or they made a mistake or something like that, and they don't want it to look a certain type of way to other people, so they lie about it. I've literally been in like I've literally, not me specifically, but when I was working somewhere, there was a situation where a girl came in and she wanted to file a rape charge, and I couldn't tell, like I had to ask the questions or whatever, but there was so many gaps in her statement. Mm-hmm. But you can't tell, like you can't really like say certain things to them to try to make them talk or whatever. But it turned out that she had sex with a guy, and she didn't want her mother to find. She got pregnant. She didn't want her mother to find out, and her ex-boyfriend told her to file a rape charge on the guy.
Wow.
It was a whole situation. And I was pissed, but this girl was young. But it's just like, I'm like, you're about to mess this boy's whole life up just because you made a mistake. It would be best if you just tell what happened with that mistake, because he could go to jail for a long time for something that he really didn't do and you consented to it. Because you were at his house. You went to his house several times, but you're laying in his bed, you're doing all this stuff, but then you're okay, you consent to it, but then now that you're pregnant, now you want to say that he raped you. You know what I mean? So it be situations like that where it's like shit happens and you don't want to look a certain type of way, or you don't want to get in trouble, so you blame it on somebody else. And I don't think that that's right.
That's why you gotta make sex tapes.
Pornography is illegal law.
No, it's not.
Pornography is illegal law.
We're gonna tape this session. Because you can't claim rape if you over here sucking
So
my
you're
dick.
not drunk, but she's drunk, and you gonna record it.
If I'm not drunk, no. I'm talking
y'all
about both parties are drunk. If both parties are drunk.
That would be mad
Do not
funny.
have sex with no intoxicated woman if you're sober. Like, no.
So you just gonna press record drunk, and y'all just gonna have mad drunk sex
Drunk
on tape.
sex.
Just go Instagram.
Mad
Go
drunk tape on
live.
sex.
Go live.
I mean, mad drunk tape on sex. Mad drunk sex on tape.
If she go fucking foul for rape, I'm like, look, Your Honor, this mother, she's sucking
Your
my
Honor.
dick. This is not rape. My hands are in the air. My head is in my lap. She jumped on top because this shit is getting too crazy nowadays. And the way people flip, or not say people, the way women flip the script on certain situations that could put a man behind bars.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And not even behind bars, just sometimes the accusation itself, just puts them on the sex offender list. And even if they've been cleared of certain shit, they still stay on that list. Can't get certain jobs because somebody's daughter is too ashamed to admit that she wanted to fuck somebody fast.
7.5 billion people in the world.
7.5 billion.
What is that?
A post.
Somebody just told me.
His PR team told him.
I had to
His
see
PR
that.
team told him.
I don't know. I'm lost, man. I don't be around. All right, do y'all think there should be a law set to protect intoxicated men from possible rape acquisition?
What? You see,
A law that could protect the male in a like I said, in a drunk situation, if something like that happens, and like say
A lot of the time it's the male that want to fuck.
Huh?
A lot of the time it's the male that wants to fuck.
No, a lot of
Don't
times the
say
female
that.
wants to fuck.
I'm
They
just
want to
saying
fuck
in
too.
a situation like that because it's usually I'm not saying that the woman doesn't want to fuck. That's not what I'm saying. But in those situations, the majority of the time is usually the man trying to talk to the girl or trying to lure her in.
If
That's
a
how I
woman
look
needs
at
that
it.
much,
I don't know.
if
See,
a woman
you
is
can't
gonna
be a
drink
monster.
that much alcohol,
At the end of
Danny,
the day, I
if a
don't be
woman
in
is
these
gonna take so
situations,
much alcohol to the point she's that drunk, she definitely wants to fuck. There's no two ways about it. If I'm going to drink that much liquor and start to engage in sex, I want to have sex.
But why would I why would I get that drunk and engage in sex that I'm not gonna remember? That don't even make sense.
So you got
We're not
excuse
talking
to
about
be
that
a hoe.
drunk.
Can't you listen? You want to do all the nasty, freaky stuff and say you only did that because you was drunk.
But I'm saying if I'm consuming that much alcohol to the point where I'm like super inebriated and I don't remember what's going on, that means that first of all, that's sloppy sex and I don't remember anything. So why would I want to get that drunk where I can't even remember the experience?
We're not talking about that drunk. But
Okay.
if I get drunk enough, if I'm drinking and I
Get
have
drunk
like
enough
whatever,
where I
drunk
remember,
enough,
but
I
got
want to
courage.
fuck. Like I can't be like, no, I'm drunk. I just want to go home and hug my pillow. Like, no, nigga, I want
You
to bust
shouldn't
it
have
open.
to get drunk just to bust it open.
You shouldn't
shouldn't,
have
but
to,
it
but
feels
people
good.
do it though. People will because
I
one,
guess.
they want an excuse.
Uh-huh.
I won't say there should be a law to protect men specifically because it's such a sticky topic. Like it's so much finding and proving, and people got different tolerance levels. People gotta tell you different stories. People remember shit differently. Whatever. What I want in place by law is if we find out a bitch lied, let that bitch either pay a fine or put her in the sex offender
I
list.
know she needs to go to jail.
Go to jail.
Go to jail. Like I think we do need punishment for people who make false accusations or people who are found to have damaged people's lives. If you lie about your age, I think you have to go under some amount of punishment. People be mad at you for not knowing that somebody's a teenager. We would admit that these kids look so grown. Some of us would admit that when we were teens, we look either really young or really old. I'm not gonna stare at somebody know their fucking age, no matter how childish or babyish their face is. I still won't know.
What's up with Danny?
I was about to say. Even with the sneakers, like people lie about their age all the time, and a lot of men are incarcerated because they saw fake IDs. What they never knew the girl was underage. If it comes out that she never disclosed her age properly or never made it available for him to know her age, or even if he tried and she lied about it, she gotta fucking go to jail too. She gotta go to jail too. Too much of our men are incarcerated and are come out and can't get certain shit because somebody fucking daughter lied.
This is a fact.
And they're getting away with it.
Well, I don't know. After a certain age, you shouldn't even be close to that. I could tell like a 19. That's still legal. I could tell a 16, 15-year-old. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care how grown they try to look.
You could, but you can't
tell them.
also. You can't. You could, but you can't.
I don't look my age.
You ain't look 16.
I
You
don't,
ain't
but
look
I don't
15?
look my age either.
You legally
So there
look-
could be
I think-
somebody who's
And there's
19 who
people-
don't look or somebody who's 16
who don't look
24.
16.
You
They look
never know.
grown.
I never seen a 16-year-old look 20.
I'm just saying.
I've seen it.
You?
Yes.
Nah, I can't see.
I've seen them look. You can't.
I understand kids these days are putting on wigs and makeup and heels and all this shit.
And then the
early.
food they eating, developing them
And
mad
they-
faster.
And they're doing all the new dance don't look the same after a while. You know, everybody want butt injections for Christmas.
That's the Christmas. That's the Christmas gift.
Yeah, that's what they asked them for, I guess. You know.
Alright, let's switch on to this next topic. Let's talk about BBWs and BBMs.
Oh God.
Yeah.
We like them both.
Yeah, we do, but it seems like nobody respects the BBM.
Yes, they do.
Why not? Why don't?
That's
why
what we
don't
gonna
they
talk about.
respect?
Do it seem like the BBWs get a pass and a BBM don't?
No.
What do you
No.
What do you mean when you ask that? When you ask that question, what exactly are you asking?
Like more acceptable. Like it seems like
More acceptable and more popularized.
it's definitely popularized.
I think big guys and beards are winning. Just saying. I know women who love big guys and beards.
I won't say they get a pass, but I will say what the fuck? Yo, Black. Jerry, you're okay?
I'm fucking laughing because you know, the BBW BBMs. That's funny. Sent you that like 2 weeks ago.
I won't say they get a. I wouldn't say BBWs get a pass, but I will acknowledge the fact that women put more effort into acceptance than men do. In a world where we're judged by our physical a lot every day. Almost everything physical about a person is scrutinized, and the further where you are from the standard of beauty, the more people start to compensate in other areas. So if you're not a Victoria's Secret model and you weigh a couple 100 pounds, you know that's not a standard of beauty. So you're either really, really smart, you're either really, really funny, you're either a badass in the kitchen, or you're badass with makeup, or you have to you compensate it some way.
Wait, you know Victoria's Secret got a BBW, what's her name, model now.
How did they have it 10 years ago?
I know, but they don't got no BBM.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
They don't got no male models, really.
Why
But
not?
I think
ain't
because
nobody
I
got
think
no
women-
panties. It's
I'm
just
just talking about in any advertisement thing or whatever. You ain't gonna see no big dude. No
because we were underrepresented. Because
Ain't
for a
no
long
Hogan, no
time,
big dude
we
like
pushing
that.
for
they
it.
were underrepresented for a long time.
and they're pushing for it.
Yeah.
BBMs aren't pushing for them to be out there. They're not.
And then think
advocate.
about, and then women usually support women easier, more on the physical stuff anyway. Like a woman would gas a woman more with confidence. And
Support.
would y'all go to look at y'all fat friends like, yeah, my nigga, you killing that shit. Do you? You a fucking liar. I can't stand him, son. Y'all don't be gassing y'all don't be
I think I
gassing
just
y'all
figured
friends
it
the
out,
way
though,
women.
on why they're fucking up. This is like golden. Like
Ooh.
a BBW and a BBM make a BMW. Right? Fucking crazy. They could all be dropping luxury cars and then missing out on the whole fucking shit. Yo,
But women
that's
gas,
fucking crazy.
but women gas women more all the time. Women put more confidence in women all the time. Look at that clip we have with y'all motherfuckers talking about know your worth. Y'all both imitating women.
What?
This one over here, yeah. So you like hello. That's y'all know y'all were imitating women because that's what women do all the time. We gas each other. So of course, if we gonna gas the big girls, they're gonna be more popular.
But
Because nobody don't be the big
I don't
boys.
think they're more popular. I wouldn't say they're
Popularized,
more popular. I
like-
think
Popularized.
Lod's saying that they're more accepted, but they're not more popular. I think both have their own issues, but they need to come together and love one another. That's what I think.
I just
Make yourself
don't
a
think
BMW.
BBMs. I don't think BBMs put in as much like effort on advocating for
Tiffany
themselves
gotta get
than
off my mic.
BBWs.
who?
Shit, keep talking about me in the fucking comments.
That's
I'm
not
like,
paying
that's
attention. We got a show. It's TV.
TV.
like black haha, black drunk. What the fuck wrong with you?
I don't know. I think BBWs get accepted because at the end of the day, right? They always say a nigga gonna try to like fuck pussy or whatever. Chicks ain't gonna try to chase a fat dude because they can get dick from almost.
Biggie Smalls was popping.
That
Biggie
was
Smalls had money. He wasn't
It was
popping. He was
popping.
probably in best style.
It was popping.
I think big guys are winning.
Yeah,
I've always found them attractive.
Thing. Big guys are winning.
Of course, you gotta look
Have
good.
you ever dated a big guy?
Yes.
Yes.
Big. I'm talking about like. I ain't talking about like. I'm talking about big. Like.
Yes.
Somebody just
like
post a picture. Post a picture.
Yes.
Post a picture of you and your big ex, please. Somebody. Throw them in the comments one time. It don't exist. They lie. They probably fucked the big guy because he had money. Yeah, like come on.
Because I don't have a type.
Come on, man.
Now you have a type.
The lies. The lies. Nobody want to BMW. They don't want to
we-
earn it. That note. Nobody
I would
want
date
to
a
be
big
a
guy. I mean, not a sloppy guy, but I would date a big guy.
preference, though.
Oh, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
What's my preference?
I said it wouldn't be your preference.
Ooh, I got.
But the
There's some
personality
people who
is what
preference
wins
only
me over.
the BBWs. That's what I say. But I never seen a woman like, y'all need a guy with a fat dude. Like, I need a fat.
That was 15 years ago when Rick Ross first got hot.
Yeah, even
They
with
was
Rick
on
Ross.
You got money. You talking about people with
That's
money.
when
But
all
the
the fat
thing is-
dudes started getting beards and shit and bald heads.
That's
'Cause
true,
that was a wave. That's how big Rick Ross started that whole beard shit.
He did.
You understand? He bought that shit around. See, now the issue became when you was fat with a beard without the money. That's when, you know what I mean? 'Cause you getting on the train, you
Now
out
you
here.
a fake ass Rick
Yeah,
Ross.
now you a fake ass Rick Ross. You ain't got the money. Ain't no chain swinging. Ain't no Maybach music. Before your songs, you got a music link, but it's not the same shit. So I just think it's just, you know, get yourself a BMW, man. These people are beautiful.
BMW.
Everyone's
So what is
beautiful,
the
man.
BMW?
7.5
What
million
is the
people in the world.
What's the BMW?
When you collide them, come together. They gotta come together. They make a BMW. Because that's what I don't like. But I don't want to skip your topics. I don't know how
Why
we're
you
going to go.
like
So I don't
that?
want to
You
jump in.
speaking freely.
Nah, but what I'm saying is that I
go.
feel like when I notice them talking and stuff, when BBWs talk and BBMs talk, they both, when their preference are usually the opposite of each other. A BBW want a tall guy with abs that work out all the time. The total opposite of her life. You know, he fuck around got to eat healthy too, and she'll say, "Hey, this is my preference." And then the freaking BBM, he's describing a nice chick, nice body, flat stomach. I'm just like, yo, why don't y'all like each other? Why don't you like a version of you? Y'all could both go have a whole $8 pizza pie, you know, the dollar slices, and you can eat half, he can eat half, be in the BMW. What the fuck is going on? In the BMW, all this could be happening. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, man. People gotta figure it out.
They can't have a preference in dating a skinny, slim.
They can have a preference. I know it's 7.5 billion people in the world. You can have any preference that you want. But my thing is, you can't be turned off by another version of you.
Oh, that's good. Damn, that was good.
Shirt,
Black finally up, y'all. Black is finally up.
Put that on the shirt.
Black is finally
I be
up.
talking a lot. I'm trying to let everybody else talk, but you know what I mean? Like, you can't be turned off. You can't be turned off.
In every aspect, though.
And
like,
when
you broke, you should frown upon no broke person.
Hello?
Black has had an epiphany.
This shit is crazy,
If you
though.
fat, you can't
Because
talk
when
about
you
don't
ask
want
the
no fat
BBW
person.
to mess
That's
with a
true, though.
BBM, they take offense.
Guys,
They take offense.
You can't shame somebody for what
That's
you
not
are
shaming. If
Yeah,
you
it
don't
is. It's
want,
like-
if you saying I don't prefer that, that's not shaming. That's just saying I don't prefer. What if you prefer something that's opposite of you so that you can get a different type of experience?
That's a dub. If you poor, don't ask me to have no money. That's it.
Facts.
You can't do that. If
But what if you
don't ask me to have abs?
That's a fact. That's
That's
a fact.
a-
But
Who
nobody's
the fuck
saying
is
that
you?
nobody's asking you what if like your preference is not saying I need you to have that. It's saying that I prefer that. I like that. So
But how
if I
could
like
you-
that,
you should
But wait,
prefer
how
it
can
for
you
you,
prefer
too.
it? Yeah, how can you prefer it?
because
Somebody
but,
else, but
all
you
right,
prefer
look,
it.
Like
look,
you want a
look,
man
look,
to have
as an
money.
example,
Where's
as
your
an
man?
example,
Prefer yourself to have
hold
somebody
on.
too.
All right, he is. But
He's making
as
a
an
point.
example, what if you're a BBW
Yeah.
and you're looking to lose weight? Just say you want to lose weight, right?
So get a fat
Get a
person who's
trainer.
been together.
You can get a trainer,
we
but
just
what
solved
if you?
the whole world in 2 seconds? Yo, we solved the world. We just fixed the world, yo. There's 7.5 billion people, yo.
Hold
You
on.
gotta want it for yourself first.
But
Get it
exactly,
for
but what if
yourself.
you want it for yourself, but your mate can motivate you? Like you look for that in a mate to motivate you to be a better
too
person.
old. You're too old.
But
old.
nobody's saying that two people can't. Nobody's saying that two people can't. But what if you prefer, to have somebody that looks like what you want to look like to motivate you to look like that, like to be better. Like if you're a BBW, you want to lose weight, and then you're looking to lose weight, and you sort out somebody who goes to the gym all the time that can motivate you to go to the gym all the time. What's wrong with that? It's nothing wrong with that if that's what you prefer, because that person, their dedication is helping you become dedicated. So what is wrong with that?
Which is perfect. The problem with that is that you lived 30 some odd years prior to this person. Where was your motivation all throughout?
Maybe you weren't around a person. Maybe you weren't around people
for 30
who
something years.
I'm just saying.
You gotta go see a therapist.
I'm just saying.
What you're
It
explaining?
is within you, but I'm just giving an example because you have some people who are like that. Some people, they don't have the self-motivation. Some people may need another person to help them motivate themselves.
But you don't need that in your partner.
It should be.
You're
It
an
should
adult.
be. But
if you what you're setting up, what you're explaining, I understand, but it's setting that person up for a failure. Because if you're going to put so much into a partner who could leave you at any time, how is that helping you?
But
why would you want?
That doesn't necessarily mean that you're
somebody-
gonna put somebody. Nobody's saying. All right, so when you want to be a better person, right? You have two options. You can surround yourself around people who are at your level and y'all could do it together, or you can surround yourself around people who are doing better than you so that they can teach you how to be better. There's two different options that you have. Nobody's saying that you're relying
looking for option number 2 though.
You're not saying I'd rather be around people who are doing better than me because it motivates me to be a better person. If I'm seeing how you're living and I like how you're doing, I'm not solely depending on you to do it for me, but you're motivating me and I'm surrounded around that energy and you're motivating me to be better. So if I want to lose weight, it's like people being gym rats and going to the gym. They go to the gym because there are a bunch of people around them who are in that mindset to lose weight. So let me go to the gym, even though I might be a fat guy. I might be the fattest person in there. But when I go there and I see everybody else who's motivated, it encourages me to be a better person.
But you
It's the same
shouldn't. But you shouldn't aim to find a partner to satisfy you. You shouldn't put your partner before that satisfaction in yourself. You shouldn't say, I'm gonna look for a skinny guy because he's gonna motivate me to go to the gym.
You shouldn't.
It shouldn't be like that. So that would be such a horrible preference.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Preference to have. Because you're setting yourself up for a failure. What if all the skinny guys you somehow like that you think is gonna motivate you just don't like you back?
That's true.
Motherfuckers is
that's not what I'm
depressed.
talking about.
That's
That's not what I'm talking about.
You just said what I
Skinny people eating worse than fat people.
That's true. They eat very unhealthy.
Tanya just she hit a home run.
She hit a home run. We gotta go by.
I believe I hit it in season 2, but she brought it back. She said, "What if the preferences you want don't like you back?"
But that's not what I'm talking about.
What if they don't? No. But it's still in the same field because we're saying that people could want something because someone that's more successful than you is going to motivate you to be successful. Someone more fit is going to motivate you to go to the gym. What if that's not what they want?
But then you find you. But that's not what. Then that's not the. That's not what we're talking about. That's not the person for you. If somebody doesn't want you, because a fat person could not want you. You know what I mean? You could be fat and you want a fat person and they could not want you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about because somebody when you're looking for a partner, there's a connection there. There's something there. We're not talking about the people who don't want you. We're talking about the people that actually do want you and y'all have a connection and the people that your preference or the people that you're sorting out. But I'm talking about the preferences that want you back. That's what I'm talking about. And I think that just because you are in a certain space doesn't mean that you can't sort out other people who are in different spaces, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to depend on them. They're motivating you by the things that they're doing. You're doing it yourself, but the people that you're surrounded around are making you want to be better.
All right. So since we're on the topic, it's been burning me for so long to actually talk about this preference thing. Y'all give me 60 seconds. I've been trying to get this shit off my chest for months. Don't cut me off. Here's the thing about preference. A lot of people have issues with preferences or finding their alleged preference because they're rooting their preference based on desire and not experience. What do I mean by this? You cannot prefer something you've never had. If it's like, okay, if somebody says my preference is somebody with no kids, for that to be an actual preference, you should have had somebody who has kids, and you should have had somebody who doesn't have kids, and based on those two experiences, you prefer one. A lot of people have never experienced what they call their preference. That is a desire. That is a want. And what is the two things we know about wants and desires? One, you don't always get what you want. And two, if you want it, you gotta work for it. So I have to say this. When you're describing your ideal person, when you're saying this is my preference, take that list and separate them by experience and desire. If you desire somebody with 100,000 salary, you desire somebody that's 6 feet tall, you desire somebody who has no kids, what are you doing to also prepare to be with that person? Because they're a desire. Maybe you have dated somebody who made 100,000 before, and you dated somebody who made 40,000 before, and because of the difference in lifestyle you had, you prefer somebody 100,000. That's fine. If you've never dated somebody with 100,000, that cannot be your preference. That's your desire, because you've never had the fucking experience of that person.
Bars.
And the thing about it is,
That's good. Two-part series right here.
And this is something I learned when I was going through my self-reflection. I was creating in my head somebody who didn't exist. I was saying, this is my preference. I want this in a person. And I've never experienced that. So in all honesty, that person doesn't exist until that person does exist. What I had to make sure I was doing in the meantime is preparing myself to be a person who's receptive of that person. Because you can't say you want a man with, I am being what I'm preferring. I'm preparing myself for what I'm preferring as well. Mm-hmm. I can't say I want a man who has a job, has a car, has good credit, makes 6 figures a year, always ready for vacation, always fit. And I am not a person who has a job, who has a car, who's not ready, who hasn't dealt with my childhood traumas, who hasn't worked on my communication, who has not.
Most people are that person, or the person with nothing that's asking for everything.
You have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for what you want. You have to prepare for what you desire. You can want anything in the world, but you have to start preparing for it. So when y'all going back and talking about, I have a list of preferences. Even the 6 foot tall, you can't say you prefer men who's 6 foot tall. You've never dated somebody short.
I think a lot of people's preferences are just superficial.
They're rooted in desire. They're rooted in wants. You can want anything you want, but you can't tell me I only want men who's 6 feet and never date somebody short. Somebody short could change your fucking life. That's why a lot of people also, they'll say the person I'm with was never somebody who I imagined I would have been with. I never thought I would have been with. Why? Because now they're basing it on experience. They've experienced something different opposed to what they wanted before. Y'all motherfuckers need to start going after experiences and not desires. It's okay to want what you want. It's okay to want what you want. That's fine. But there is nobody sitting in this room. There's probably nobody watching this podcast right now who can say I have in my life everything I have ever wanted. Move away from the idea that you're gonna get this ideal person and start looking at, based on my experience in life, let me start molding myself and fixing myself and adjusting things to find the partner I've had based on the experience, and I welcome experiences as they come. Just saying.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was gonna call the last topic preference versus stupidity, but you gotta call it preference versus desire. School,
and that's where the stupidity. I won't say stupidity because I won't say somebody wanting what they want is stupid.
Would humble a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally go home tonight. Go home tonight.
It's 7.5 billion people in the world. All right, you should. You know what I mean? Did you hear what she said? Like, cause that's
go home and separate your list.
I think that's the only issue. A lot of people.
So you basically saying if you don't. I'm sorry, to cut you off real quick. If you don't have a comparison, so
it can't be a preference.
It can't be a preference.
It can't be a preference.
So if I never dated a big girl, I can never say I don't want to be with a big girl.
Yes, you can't say that. You can say, I don't want to be with a big girl. I'm serious. Don't even laugh at it. Don't even laugh at it.
No, I'm listening.
If you've never dated a big girl, you can't say my preference is skinny girls. Say I want skinny girls. I desire skinny girls. If you date a big girl, you date a skinny girl, you compare the two, then skinny girls are your preference because you have something to compare it to.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You can't.
No, I don't.
I have a little, just one little minor problem with that though. Can't you have a preference because what you are attracted to, like
you're attracted to desire.
Not desire. I'm talking about a physical trait.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just saying about the big girls or like say like I'm not attracted to Indian women.
Mm-hmm.
So that my preference is I don't want
100% desire. I desire somebody who's not Indian.
I prefer somebody who's not Indian
because you can't say you prefer it. No, you can't say you prefer it if you've never had it.
Why?
You can't say because
what if you've never had it, but you've been around a certain type of person and you see that you don't like it, so you prefer not to deal with that.
It is still a desire. It is still a desire. Why? All of our experiences are not the same.
That's true.
That's why a lot of people hurt themselves dating because they're going off of what other people have experienced. Granted, you can learn an observation, but until you have experienced it yourself as well,
So then nobody has preferences.
No. Don't say that. Don't say that. Your preference could be my desire, and vice versa. It's not uniform, and that's another issue in dating. People are thinking everything is on the same level. No, you have a different set of wants and desires and experiences. I have a different set of wants and desires, experiences. You could have a really bad situation with a man with kids, and I observe that and I see that, and I'm like, damn. This man with kids should may not be good because my girlfriend Danny, whatever it is. So now I could meet the love of my life, the most amazing man in the world who has kids, because I'm going off of your experience, something I've never experienced. I'm just thinking it just turned into a desire for me to not have a man with kids because I'm going off of you, and I never allow myself to have the experience with it. I could lose out on somebody dope. Y'all lose nice people dope because you've never experienced it. Y'all people be 30 plus and be afraid to have experiences. I mean, I get that we're not going to waste time, but we don't want to waste time. But at the same time, stop making everybody's experiences your own because it can go a completely different way. So a lot of people are not even dating certain people because of somebody else's experience. So when
you say, when somebody, what you're saying is when somebody has a preference and their preference closes them to like other opportunities. So basically you could have a preference. I could say I don't want to date skinny guys. Like I prefer not to date skinny guys or whatever, right? Even if I didn't have the experience, I prefer not to date skinny guys. But because I prefer not to date skinny guys, does that mean that I cut skinny guys out of my life, period? Does that mean that I will never, like, experience a skinny guy or something like that?
But if it's your preference, you're not going for it. A lot of people are dubbing people because they're not what their preference is. They might dub it,
but what if you might not be my preference, but I'm attracted to you? And because I'm attracted to you, it's like, damn, I usually don't date people like this, but I'm attracted to you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what's...
And I'm saying we're misusing the word.
Okay.
You can't call somebody. No. We're not talking about definition.
That was crazy though. And I'm saying we're misusing the word. That was crazy.
No, I'm just saying you can't prefer something you've never had.
Okay.
You can't prefer something you never had. You desire something you never had. You want something you never had. You want the experience you never had. But you can't prefer it because you have nothing to compare it to. A lot of people are miserable because they've created this pseudo thing in their head, wanting something that doesn't exist or wanting something they've never had and going behind something they never had so bad and so hard that things are right in front of their face they're overlooking.
God damn.
Just saying.
God damn. Nah, you're having a good day today. I'll tell you that right now. You're having a good day today.
Nah. Preference is the power or opportunity of choosing.
Choosing comparison, you have two things.
No,
you don't have to experience it to compare it. You don't have to experience. I don't have to date somebody. I don't have to date somebody to know how they act. You get what I'm saying? And you can see the experiences. If you have the same...
You talking about the person or like a group of people?
Just period. A person or a group of people. Like, if I prefer not to date certain type of people because of my experience, even my experience of observing them. Just saying I observe them.
But
I
that's
see
an
how
experience,
they act.
though.
But I've never dated them. So if I prefer to date this type of person, I prefer not to...
more specific.
If I prefer not to date this type of person, if I prefer not to date skinny guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never dated a skinny guy. But I've seen, like, people date skinny guys, or I've experienced them as friends or whatever, and this is why I don't want to date them, but I've never experienced actually dating them, and I prefer not to date them. That's not a desire. That's preferring not to date them.
But
because
why
I see
wouldn't
how
you?
they act.
Because what about being skinny makes them not dateable?
And you skinny.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
Exactly.
No, I'm saying I don't know because of the example that I'm setting, but it could be because they got skinny penises.
What are you saying?
Know.
What are you saying? I don't know.
No,
I don't know. You're telling me that.
I'm telling you I don't.
No.
I'm telling you I don't know. In the example that I'm giving,
right.
I don't like skinny. I prefer not to date skinny guys because they have skinny penises. I've never experienced the skinny penis. This is just an example. I've never experienced the skinny penis, but I know they got skinny penises. I've seen.
But how do you know?
I've seen them, but I prefer not to. But I never dated one. But I
how
know
you see them but prefer not to see
this
it?
This is an example. I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example of the situation.
I agree with what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, though.
Listen,
I agree with you on some of the desires things, but I feel like you don't have to experience some things to know that you don't want this shit. That's what I think. Black, you been a quiet little bitch today.
I've been listening to y'all, man. You know what I mean? I'm getting a lot of knowledge as far as using words properly.
7.5 billion.
Yeah.
7.5 billion people in the world. I'm trying to use all my words.
I wish I knew what that means.
It's like, let me give you a more example for me. Like, if I were to ever have children with somebody, and God forbid we split, I prefer to have a step parent in their life. Why? I have lived a life with both experiences. I've have a stepmother for XYZ years who's taking really good care of me, and I've also experienced life without a step parent, without an extra parent in the house, guiding and being around, and I've seen the difference of how the children come out of those two houses. So me, I prefer step parenting. There are some people who will say, I don't want to have a step parent. Why? Well, because I never had it, but I'm just imagining XYZ is happening. Mm-hmm. And there's other people like, well, I've had a step parent. I'm telling you from experience, this is what happens with a step parent. Like, no, it's good that that's your experience, but I've never had an experience, but I'm just telling you I don't want it. Mm-hmm. How can you not want something you've never experienced? It's different if you say I had a step parent and they were shitty as fuck and they did whatever it is. So my preference now is to not have a step parent because I've had a negative experience and I'm okay with that being your preference. But if you've never had it, make it a desire. There's nothing wrong. Once again, there's nothing wrong with wanting what you want. But don't say, I prefer it when you've never experienced the opposite. That's all I'm saying.
So I have a question because I'm a little confused about something.
Yeah, me too.
I need your clarification. So if somebody chose to be a single mom opposed to being a family, opposed to working things out mm-hmm. with the father of her child, because we was talking about this earlier in the group. If somebody chose to just be a single mom, is that a preference or a desire? Like, where would that fall? If you're choosing to just, I'm going to do this all by myself, opposed to being a family and making things work the way, the structure.
And it's a desire. It's a want. I want to be single. I want to be a single mother. I'm not preferring because ain't nobody would have a full family experience, had two parents in the home, had somebody there every night, had Christmases, had birthdays, have vacations, have dinners, have trips, have somebody always at a PTA meeting, have somebody tuck the kids in, have two incomes coming into the home, have that balance, then say, no, I prefer to be single because...
But some people do. Because, you got this, I don't want to get into this because this is a different
But you
topic.
you see the words, right?
Business.
You see the word choice, though.
Correct.
They want to be. They don't prefer to be.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I'm learning today.
I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to get my education on. You know
It's clear now?
Yeah,
But
so I
they
could
could
understand.
prefer to be single until
understand.
something else happens, right?
You want to be single until somebody else. There's no, once again, don't think it's wrong. Neither word is wrong.
I know.
But we have to be more realistic and help us understand. This is something that's gonna help you in your self reflection. It's not gonna hit you now, but you go home by yourself, or maybe in 2 weeks, like, damn, for real though.
It's gonna hit us later.
It's gonna hit you later. Like, damn, I'm running behind wants and desires, and I'm calling that shit a
I prefer
preference.
grilled chicken over pig feet. I ain't never had pig feet. I don't need to taste pig feet to know I don't want that disgusting
in my
shit.
life.
It looked disgusting. I don't want it.
It's intestines.
And it stink too.
How you know?
How many people done
smelly.
here say, damn, I didn't know I would have liked something? When do they normally say that? When they try it, when they've had the experience of it. It's different if you have the experience and say, I knew this shit was fucked up. I bet. No, I know for a fact I don't want it. But you can't say you don't prefer something if you've never had it.
That's why I try to tell people, like, it's a big difference if you're so used to, getting your poultry or your steak from like an Applebee's or something, and then transitioning into Peter Luger. Like the quality is such a big difference. You have to be there. You have to experience it to then look down on the other shit and know, like, you know what, I'm gonna just save up and go over here to go enjoy a nice steak or a nice meal or some different quality of bacon. You know, people love bacon, but the little thin ones that y'all get from the corner store, like, that's not it. Like, you know what I mean? The Peter Luger bacon with the little red sauce it's a big difference. I mean, it's a big difference. But you would have to go there,
You have to have the experience
it, and then you could fully understand what the fuck I'm talking about, why I always bring it up. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And we also have to accept that we're all not gonna like the same shit. It's like somehow we expect people expect their friends to like exactly what the fuck they like, and I don't understand that shit. People do it all the time.
Up in the same environment, people probably think that everybody's going to gravitate towards the same thing.
Yeah. And that's also fucked up. That's putting additional pressure on situations that shouldn't be, or people are discouraging their friends from dealing with certain shit because of going back to, let's say I want to date a guy with kids, and because my friend had a bad experience with a guy as a kid, she gonna say, no, you shouldn't do it because this happened to me. Bitch, that happened to you. Mm-hmm. I appreciate that you're looking out for me, but let me experience this differently. Maybe I'll come back to you and say, bitch, you were right. Or it could be like, well, you know what? I had a different experience. But let's have our own experiences. Stop being afraid to have experiences.
I don't want to experience everything. I'll take lessons from people if they tell me something.
If the stove is
that's
hot,
understandable.
I don't need to touch it.
Exactly.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
No confirmation.
What's that? Some people learn from experience, and some people learn from the other word you used to use.
I don't know, but some people learn. You know, you learn different ways. You learn through someone either telling you. Like me, I learned from my mom and my family just telling me. My dad used to tell me, "Yo, the stove is hot."
Example.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
maybe it sounded, but like if they say the stove is hot, the stove is hot. I don't need no confirmation, you know. But some people, even though they told you the stove is hot, then want to touch the stove and say and show it to you and say, yo, I burnt myself, and then wonder why the reaction don't be there. There's no emotional, attachment to what just happened because they just warned you. Yeah. And I think that's,
and then there's
that's
also
where a lot
people,
of people's life go fucked up at.
And there's also people who lie. And people also embellish situations too. Like when something goes down and people are recounting the story to somebody else, they always add something else. They always add a little salt and seasoning here and there to make themselves look a certain way and make it more than what it is. Oh, that nigga ain't shit. But I'll never date another nigga from the street again. Were you talking about how you were a bad communicator? Were you talking about the other things that caused his reaction or caused her reaction? Are you having a full conversation? Like, it's not the fact he's from the street that's the problem. It's the fact that y'all just couldn't communicate with each other. Mm-hmm. That was the real problem. Mm-hmm. So now you telling people, I don't want to date no nigga from the street because my girlfriend had a situation with a nigga from the street. And you thinking it's all street niggas when it really was fucking communication was the issue. So that's...
And you can't change your preference halfway through.
You can't.
You can't seek a street dude and then complain about it. Like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird than a motherfucker. You know what You like what you like, and then you got to live with the cards that you're dealt. It's kind of the way life works out for all 7.5 billion of us. For real.
Yeah, that's the end of the show. Y'all throw y'all shout outs out.
Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Shout out to the team. Follow me on Instagram at Your Favorite Tomboy. You'll see me in the comments later after I watch the show. Peace out.
Shout out to everybody watching the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your patience with the start of the show today. Bad Gyal Tanya has a pre-Christmas sale. Everything is 30% off. Use code BGT30 at checkout and take advantage of the get some wigs before Christmas, man. It's gonna be cold and shit. Just take advantage of it. Shout out to my cookie, Level Up Wash, 347-356-4855. Get y'all hand washes. Yes, he washes in the cold, but they gotta be more than 34 degrees. I know y'all don't want to be washing outside, but he's gonna have y'all. Instagram, I am _Bad Gyal Tanya. I'm in Facebook jail. That's why y'all not seeing me on Facebook, but get me on Instagram. All the spices there. Damn. Shout out to they locked me up, son. Oh, or freedom is a must, though. Would you free? So I'm right behind him. Shout out to the team. We had a great show today. Preach. Thank you so much. See you guys next week.
Handsome Live Instagram, right? Handsome15 Instagram. Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for pulling up. Sorry if you all pulling up late. We're going to work on this. We keep having a little technical difficulties, but thank you for joining us. Like, share, comment. BrownHolyWaterPodcast.com. Go get your hoodies, your shirts, whatever else you need. New quotes coming soon, and see y'all next week, yo.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Black Success, Coney Island, Brooklyn. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to Yave, our sponsor. Provide us with the alcohol that we drink. You know what I mean? We greatly appreciate y'all. Coney Island, Brooklyn. Y'all already know what it is. My birthday party creeping up. Black Friday is coming soon. DJ, you get us up out of here, man. We gonna leave now. Thank you for joining the show.
Is it closing out?
Yo, Facebook was hating on me today. I couldn't even see nothing.
Y'all been waiting too long, so I came back this time with a new song. Same old attitude, wanting y'all to sing along. What we talking about? Fill it up and put that thing on. Know we got that brown, holy water. Watch it, y'all be sipping, merch, drop it, black, bless it, la, pop it, Tanya, pour it, Georgie, rock it. Every Sunday at 7, yeah, you can't stop it. Like, share, follow, don't forget to comment. Getting baptized by every topic. Heard we the best, but I ain't the one that gossip. Brown, holy water, watch it. Y'all be sipping, merch, drop it, black, bless it, la, pop it, Tanya, pour it, Georgie, rock it. Brown, holy